Growing up, it was very difficult for me trying to find God. I would feel broken of sorts when I would go to church and I would see people catching the Spirit, feeling things that they said they felt. They would hear voices that I couldn't hear. I then decided to really go searching for God, and through my studies, through questions and just seeing evil, I really found that I was a really big doubter for a long time. The more I spent time praying, the more I spent time studying the Bible, I got no answers. I explored so many different religions. I was Catholic, I was Muslim, and all the questions that still kept coming up, I never got an answer for. I even actually went to seminary for a little bit. And that's when I really realized that, you know what, I really don't buy it. And it's not just the magic and mysticism. It was very much the big questions, such as, if there's a loving God, why do we still have evil? Why do we get punished for bad design? Those were a lot of the big questions that no preacher, no pastor, no imam could ever answer for me. And honestly, after 9/11, I really came to the realization that I was an atheist. I think it's really important to be out because of diversity. Right? For me, it's all about diversity. It's not just about showing other people of color that we exist, but also showing non-people of color that we exist. Everyone has this idea that African Americans are hyper-religious, and that's all you can be. Historically, that hasn't been the case. In fact, historically speaking, we weren't Christians before we were enslaved. So this is not natural, and I think it's important that people at least realize that there is an alternative state. For me, I've had a lot of family reject me. In fact, I'm pretty much at the point where, you know, if it's not immediate family, wife, children, etc., I don't have an extended family, and it's very interesting that it took people that don't look like me to accept me. And they sound like me, they talk like me, sometimes they agree with me, and we have a lot of the same thoughts about just one thing, right? And that's whether there is or isn't God, and if he does exist, is he good or bad? Is he an evil God, etc.? And so for me, it's very much about inclusion, right? Because that's what made me feel like I had family. Before I left the AH conference, or got there, I had this idea that I would not be the Black ambassador for atheism, because I was used to being the only Black atheist in the room, especially in Dallas. And when I left the conference, I realized that I was already the Black ambassador for atheism in the coalition, because I was there. Just being there, you're representing your race. I mean, this is what people are going to judge other people that look like you by, because it may be the only interaction that they have with another Black person. And I made a conscious decision that I was not going to be that passive guy in the back that says, hey, hi, I'm token. No, I was going to be a voice. If I was going to help shape the direction, if I was going to make sure that other people of color knew that we existed, I was going to show them that we existed. So anytime that there has been an opportunity to put my face out there, even with the backlash, I'm going to put my face out there. It's one thing to be an adult and feel alone, and you tend to have some of the coping mechanisms for that. As a child, it's a little bit harder because you haven't learned those yet. So it's important that you let your children connect with other children that also may have questions and expand their peer group. Already, I think my children have lifelong friends, the ones that I don't think will go away. And they share something in common. They don't judge each other, and that's really important. The Diversity Council's mission is twofold. It is, one, to educate everyone that we do have a rich heritage of non-belief in the African American community, including, and this is the second piece, including trying to educate the African American community that we have a rich heritage of non-belief and skepticism. So we do a lot of outreach. We talk to churches, et cetera. We will partner with on-campus organizations and reach out to them. And it's not about converting. It's never about converting. It's always about discourse or working together so that we can bridge the misunderstanding that believers tend to have about non-believers.